I'm Lady Mel, and this is my friend Sir Francisco, and we've been waiting for you. We're so glad you could make it. Are you ready for our adventures today? Let's get started. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Put your hands all nice and neat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. Our story today is Nobody Hugs a Cactus by Goodrich. And today we're going to learn another new word in American Sign Language, and it's hugs. And the way you do hugs in American Sign Language is you cross your arms and you hug. So everybody do that. Cross your arms and give yourself a hug. Very good. So our story today is about Hank, who is a prickliest cactus, and he's the most prickliest cactus in the entire world. And he sits in a pot in a window that faces the empty desert, which is just how he likes it. So when all manners of creatures, from tumbleweeds to lizards to owls, come to disturb his peace, Hank is annoyed. He doesn't like noise, and he doesn't like rowdiness, and he definitely does not like hugs. But the thing is, no one is offering one. Who would want to hug a plant, especially one that's so mean? So Hank's beginning to discover that being alone can be, well, lonely. So he comes up with a plan to get the one thing he thought he would never need, a hug from a friend. Nobody Hugs a Cactus by Goodrich. Hank lived in a pot. The pot sat in a window. The window looked out at the empty desert. It was hot, dry, peaceful, and quiet, just the way Hank liked it. But every now and then, somebody would interrupt Hank's peace and quiet. "Hi, Hank," Rosie the tumbleweed called out. "Isn't it a beautiful day?" Hank ignored her. He just wanted to be left alone. "Okay, so long," said Rosie cheerfully, and she tumbled away. Hank was happy again. But just as he was beginning to relax, "Hello," shouted a tortoise. "Private property," yelled Hank. "Keep out." The tortoise was so frightened, he hid in his shell. Hank was still yelling at the tortoise when a jackrabbit dashed by. "Hi, you prickles," she shouted. "My name isn't Prickles," Hank yelled back, "and stay out of my yard." "Tumbleweeds, tortoises, jackrabbits. What's next?" said Hank. A coyote came lopping by. "No dogs allowed," Hank yelled. "I'm not a dog," said the coyote, "and you are as prickly on the inside as you are on the outside." Before Hank could yell back at the coyote, a cowboy strode past. "Keep off the grass," shouted Hank. "What grass?" said the cowboy. "Seems to me somebody needs a hug." "Too bad. Nobody hugs a cactus." "Hi," said a lizard. "Who invited you?" said Hank. "And just in case you're wondering, I don't want a hug." "That's good," said the lizard, "because I don't want to give you one." Then he skittered away. An owl landed on the roof. "If you're looking for a hug," said Hank, "well, I guess I could give you one." "Who, me?" said the owl. "You must be joking." And for the first time, Hank began to feel a little lonely. The next morning, Hank was feeling more sad on the inside than prickly. Maybe a hug wouldn't be so bad after all. The wind began to pick up. An old cup blew by and stuck to Hank's face. His arms were too short to get it off. "Great," said Hank. After a while, Rosie came bouncing by. "I'll get it off of you, Hank," she shouted, and she jumped up to knock the cup off Hank's face. Then she tumbled away. Hank didn't have time to thank Rosie. He felt bad about all the other times he had been so rude to her. So he came up with a plan. Hank decided to grow the best flower he could and then give it to Rosie as a thank you gift. It took days, but at last it was ready. He couldn't wait for Rosie to pass by again. When at last she finally did come bouncing back, Hank held out the flower. "Look, Rosie," he said, "I grew it just for you." Rosie was so surprised she jumped up and gave Hank a great big hug. It felt so nice, Hank didn't want to let go, and as things turned out, he couldn't. Rosie and Hank had become stuck together. But they didn't care. After all, it's better to be stuck in a hug than stuck all alone. The end. I hope you enjoyed the story today as much as Sir Francisco and I did. You did such a great job during today's story time. Thank you so much for participating and joining us on our adventures today. It's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye. Sir Francisco will save your seat for the next time that we meet. But for now, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye. And Sir Francisco says, don't be a bookworm, be a book dragon. Until next time, keep reading and imagining your next adventures.